In Northern California, at least 2 people have died and nearly a dozen others injured after a powerful magnitude 6.4 earthquake struck overnight.
Renowned figures such as Nostradamus and Baba Vanga have gained widespread acclaim for their fascinating abilities to foresee future events with remarkable accuracy. In the year 2024, their latest predictions have sparked widespread interest and concern.
The noise of a rare bird heard in the pipe of the breathing floor. Bushels of wheat rise so high like cannibals, man eating man.
The world anxiously awaits the fulfillment of these predictions. A sense of fear is fast spreading through the air. What exactly do these prophecies for 2024 entail? And how are they beginning to unfold before our eyes? Join us as we explore the intricacies of the 20 prophecies that have just emerged and have everybody panicking. Number 1. Nostradamus' cannibalism prophecy. Nostradamus, the famed predictor of the future, once foretold a chilling possibility: cannibalism. He hinted that in the year 2023, our world might face some serious issues with getting enough food to go around. It could be due to a bunch of reasons, like a nasty pandemic wreaking havoc, conflict stirring up trouble, or even the climate deciding to throw a curveball. Some individuals who are into dissecting predictions reckon that Nostradamus might have been talking about the tough times in Ukraine. Though Putin has been playing hardball, making it tough to move grains out of the country, which in turn has shot up food prices faster than a rocket. As of now, no one's reporting any cannibalism in Ukraine. But if things keep heading south, who knows what might happen? On the other side, others speculate that Nostradamus had his sights set on the Horn of Africa. 4 decades of bone-dry drought, skyrocketing food costs, and political chaos. It's a recipe for disaster, with 3/4 of the individuals there barely scraping by and a whopping 27 million people crying out for food aid. While no one's officially screaming famine, there's a lingering fear that it might rear its ugly head in 2023. The thought about cannibalism sends shivers down the spine. But it's crucial to remember that these hair-raising scenarios all stem from Nostradamus' cryptic crystal ball. Moreover, some interpretations suggest that Nostradamus foresaw a big earthquake striking the region, adding to the apprehension about the future. Number 2. Devastating earthquake hits. California. Nostradamus recently shared a shocking forecast about a huge earthquake hitting the West Coast, particularly California. This isn't just any quake, it's expected to cause major damage. Buildings might collapse, and people could get hurt or worse. What's eerie is that Nostradamus pinpointed it happening when the sun moved into Taurus, around the 20th day of that zodiac sign. This has everyone on edge because of the San Andreas fault, which could lead to Hollywood or even Los Angeles feeling the impact. It's like something you'd see in a big disaster movie, but this time, it's real life. If a massive earthquake rocked Southern California, people could lose their lives, like maybe around 2,000, and the damage to buildings could hit a whopping $100 billion. Plus, after the quake, roughly 100,000 people might end up injured. But experts are saying it's not just about the immediate aftermath, but also the long-term effects. This earthquake could mess up everything: roads, sewage systems, power, water, even phones. Fixing all that could take over a year, and if things don't go smoothly, lots of people might relocate from Los Angeles, causing a major economic slump. It's like a domino effect of disaster that could change the whole vibe of the city. Looking to the future, a futurist Ian Pearson, predicts a mind-blowing future. By 2050, we might communicate directly from our brains. Number 3, mind communication. 6 years ago, Ian Pearson, who's got a pretty impressive track record of being spot on about 85% of the time, dropped a bombshell of a prediction. He reckoned that come 2050, we could be shooting messages straight from our brains. No more typing or talking, just pure brain power. So, having tiny computer chips tucked away in our heads, all linked up to these super smart computers chilling up there in the cloud. It's like something straight out of a scientific flick. A groundbreaking concept called HIBA that could totally transform how we talk to each other and learn new things. Tons of seemingly wild ideas have actually turned out to be spot on. If Pearson's prediction about HIBA pans out, It could seriously flip our world upside down. But it's super exciting to think about a future where we can zap our thoughts to each other and spark all sorts of creative brilliance. But we've got to pump the brakes and think about the flip side, too. In a world where tech is zooming ahead at warp speed, Pearson's idea has us dreaming of a future where our minds are wide open, buzzing with ideas. But it's also got us scratching our heads, wondering where the line is drawn. Whether this unfolds or not remains unclear, but history repeatedly demonstrates that even the most improbable events can materialize. A compelling instance is Baba Vanga's 2024 prediction of the rise of lab-born babies, which she referred to as designer kids. Number 4. The rise of lab-born babies. Baba Vanga envisioned a future where babies aren't born naturally but in labs. This idea, once thought to be only in stories, is now being taken seriously by scientists. New technology is making it more possible. For example, a baby was born from lab-grown eggs in 2020, showing how much progress has been made. Also, in 2022, an artificial womb called EcoLife was developed, making people wonder even more if lab-born babies could be real. These incredible accomplishments show a big change in how we think about making babies. When we talk about babies being made and grown in labs, it brings up important questions about what's right and wrong. But it also brings up a lot of exciting new ideas for scientists to look into. It could mean being able to pick certain things about a baby before it's born, like what it looks like or its health. And it could help get rid of some sicknesses that run in families. Plus, it might make it easier for couples who are having trouble having a baby. Even though there are moral questions about these new technologies, it's hard not to be excited about what they might offer. That's why talks about the future of making babies are getting more and more attention from scientists and others. With one hospital getting ready to help with 30,000 lab-made births every year, it's clear that we're heading into a whole new era of how humans are born. The combination of Baba Vanga's foresight and our quest for scientific advancement challenges our perceptions of what's achievable. Her prophecy about lab-grown babies isn't mere fantasy. It offers a glimpse into our potential future. Moving on the edge of a revolution that could reshape humanity, Vanga's forewarning of economic turmoil looms large, casting a shadow over the evolving landscape. Number 5. Vanga's forewarning amidst chaos. Baba Vanga, a famous fortune teller, looked into the future and saw trouble ahead for America and Europe, especially in farming and money matters. Now, her predictions seem really important today. The whole world is still feeling the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy. While things are getting better in some places, the pandemic has really shaken up our lives. People are changing how they live and work, using more technology and working from home. And if that's not enough, there are ongoing conflicts like the Russia-Ukraine war making things even harder for global business. So get ready, because Baba Vanga's predictions might be more important now than ever before. Baba Vanga looked into the future and saw problems coming for America and Europe, especially in farming and money matters. Now, her predictions seem very relevant today. The whole world is still feeling the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy. While some places are improving, let's be honest, the pandemic has really changed how we live. People are using more technology and working from home. And if that's not enough, there are ongoing conflicts like the Russia-Ukraine war, making things even harder for businesses around the world. So, be prepared, because Baba Vanga's predictions might be more important now than ever before. This economic strain is felt worldwide. Recently, Joe Rogan even discussed the impact of cryptocurrencies on these economic dynamics. Number 6. Joe Rogan's journey into the crypto revolution. Joe Rogan dives deep into the world of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies alongside guests Andreas Antonopoulos and Naval Ravikant. He's convinced that these digital currencies have the potential to revolutionize how money functions on a global scale, putting more power in the hands of everyday people. Imagine a world where traditional banks take a back seat and your finances are in your control, no strings attached. And it's not just about the financial sector. Rogan believes that cryptocurrencies could disrupt other industries too, like healthcare and entertainment. The recent surge in crypto's popularity, with stories of individuals who bought Bitcoin way back when it was worth next to nothing, now sitting on a gold mine, only adds fuel to the fire. But it's not just about making a quick buck. Innovations like decentralized finance, DeFi, and non-fungible tokens, NFTs, are changing the game, blurring the lines between art and finance in fascinating ways. However, with great power comes great responsibility, as the saying goes. There are valid concerns about security and regulation swirling around the cryptosphere. Some fear that cryptocurrencies could become a haven for illegal activities like money laundering. And the threat of hackers targeting exchanges and wallets only amplifies these worries. Demands for tighter control over cryptocurrencies are amplifying, echoing initiatives such as the European Union's proposed regulations. These efforts aim to subject crypto to a level of scrutiny, akin to the oversight of artificial intelligence research in the U.S. Despite these apprehensions, Rogan maintains an optimistic view of cryptocurrency's transformative capabilities. While they have the potential to disrupt the traditional financial landscape, there's a fine line between fostering innovation and establishing a secure, regulated framework. In this ever-evolving landscape, teetering between promise and uncertainty, it's worth pondering Baba Vanga's prediction of the Great Muslim War. Number 7. The brewing storm of Muslim conflict. Baba Vanga once foretold a major conflict rising among Muslim nations, kicked off by outsiders. This colossal war is stirring up chaos worldwide. While her prediction isn't crystal clear, many link it to the enduring clash between Israel and Palestine, a real headache rooted in land squabbles, faith differences, and deep-seated cultural rifts. The ongoing troubles in the Middle East, where most individuals are Muslim, constantly keep the world on edge, igniting quarrels between nations left and right. This whole notion of a great Muslim war feels like something out of a legend, a holy war involving countries with strong religious ties. The mix of Muslim-majority nations in that area suggests Vanga's prophecy might just be playing out. Baba Vanga's prophecy alludes to a significant influx of Muslim individuals relocating to Europe, potentially sparking major debates on immigration, border security, and national safety. Each action in one corner of the globe sets off a chain reaction felt worldwide, considering the introduction of the flying cars. Number 8. A dive into tomorrow's skies. Klein Vision took a daring leap into the future with a groundbreaking achievement in 2022, a flying car powered by a mere splash of oil. But this wasn't just any flying car. It was a testament to the incredible potential of superconductivity. A vehicle that defies gravity, gliding effortlessly through the air with minimal energy consumption, is the kind of innovation that sparks excitement and ignites imaginations. Through rigorous testing, Klein Vision put their creation to the ultimate challenge. They made it take off 200 times and kept it running for a whopping 70 hours straight, and it passed with flying colors. This remarkable feat showcased the promise of superconductivity in revolutionizing transportation as we know it. Superconductivity entails materials that work their magic at bone-chilling temperatures, creating a force field that repels magnetic fields and allows electricity to flow without losing any energy. Sure, there are still hurdles to overcome, but the dedication and enthusiasm driving the research and development in this field are palpable, because the potential rewards are immense. We're talking about cleaner, more efficient modes of transportation that could reshape how we navigate our world, all while reducing pollution and conserving energy. In essence, what Klein Vision achieved is just the tip of the iceberg. Superconductivity isn't just a buzzword. It's a game changer that's poised to transform the way we move and live, paving the way for an electrifying future where the possibilities are as limitless as the sky. And as we journey towards this future, let's keep an eye on the horizon for the emergence of a charismatic young leader in Europe, ready to steer us toward even greater advancements. Number 9. A charismatic young leader in Europe. Nostradamus foretells that the year 2024 will unfold like a mystery of promise for Europe. Gazing into the celestial canvas, those who decipher the stars predict the emergence of a new helm for the continent in the coming year. This prophesied leader, a figure yet to walk among us, is envisioned to be a youthful soul, blossoming somewhere between the tender ages of 20 and 30. Described as gentle-hearted and attuned to the rhythms of conversation, they are likely to grace the landscapes of Western Europe with their presence. Nostradamus, in his cryptic musings, envisioned this leader as a force to be reckoned with, their words carrying weight and resonance with the masses. Speculation swirls like autumn leaves in the wind, suggesting that this enigmatic figure may ascend to prominence within a renowned government or organization. Their impact is expected to extend far beyond Western boundaries, reaching into the farthest corners of the East. However, their identity remains cloaked in mystery, untouched by the revelations of Nostradamus's foresight. The details of their name, age, or origin are left for time to uncover, and amidst this anticipation, the fight against cancer emerges. Number 10. Fighting cancer with the bathroom detectives. In his talk in 2021, scientist Michio Kaku predicts some exciting ideas about how we might beat diseases like cancer using fancy tech stuff. He talked about this cool idea called magic bullets, where we could use super tiny medicine gadgets to target only the bad cells causing cancer. Now, he even said our toilets could become like health detectives that could tell you if something was wrong in your body just by analyzing your pee or poop. It's like having a super smart doctor right in your bathroom. Kaku went even further with his futuristic vision. He talked about having special DNA chips in bathrooms that could spot signs of cancer before it becomes a big problem. That means catching cancer early might become as simple as catching a common cold. Kaku proposes that by harnessing these remarkable small-scale technologies, we can revolutionize our fight against cancer. Our worldly toilets could metamorphose into life-saving instruments, offering early warnings and granting us more time to combat the disease. It's the transformation of the ordinary into the extraordinary. And who knows, perhaps next, we'll be harnessing infinite energy from the cosmos. Number 11. Harnessing infinite energy from the cosmos. The entire world is powered by the sun, hanging out some 93 million miles away, cooking up nuclear fusion like it's nobody's business. But we're still scratching our heads over how to harness all that boundless energy directly here on Earth. Scientists are eternal optimists, believing that one fine day we'll crack the code and replicate the sun's energy right here in our own backyard with a nifty engine that can keep super hot plasma sizzling away for ages. But we'd need to corral a hefty magnetic field around the plasma. Even if we manage to navigate through all these technical hurdles, it's going to cost a pretty penny. Experts are convinced that with fancy new tech and a little help from our metallic friends, the robots, we could be churning out 500 megawatts of power in no time, and at a bargain price too. People have been kicking around this idea for ages. Ever heard of Nikola Tesla? Yeah, the same genius who was all about electricity way back, built this contraption aiming to snag energy from the great beyond space. And just a tiny fraction of that energy is enough to warm up the entire ocean. The beauty of the quest for free energy is never a dull moment. Nostradamus' ancient prophecies took on a new relevance when the Queen's passing sent ripples of sadness across the UK. Number 12. The British royal family. Back in 2022, Nostradamus' ancient prophecies took on a new relevance when the Queen's passing sent ripples of sadness across the UK. Suddenly, there was a surge of interest in his old book, even though it seemed unrelated to the Queen's death at first glance. Yet, lo and behold, nestled within its pages was a startling revelation, the prediction of her demise. Delving further into Nostradamus' prophetic musings, we find ourselves transported back to the 1600s, where he envisioned a successor to Queen Elizabeth. And wouldn't you know it, King Charles III emerged unexpectedly, fulfilling Nostradamus' foresight. But the surprises didn't end there. Nostradamus hinted at a future where Prince Harry would take on a prominent role, injecting an extra dose of mystery into the narrative. Despite Prince Harry's absence from the UK, Nostradamus' prophecy casts a shadow of doubt over the expected succession of Prince William. It's as if fate itself has thrown a curveball into the royal lineage. The mere possibility of Nostradamus' predictions coming true has sparked intense speculation and contemplation about destiny and the mysterious nature of such prophecies. Amidst these speculative murmurs, attention shifted to another prediction where technology is making waves with delivery drones. Number 13, the magic of drone delivery and digital deals. Shopping has gone through some big changes lately. Nowadays, lots of individuals prefer to do their shopping on the internet, especially on sites like eBay or Amazon. This switch makes it kind of tricky to decide whether you want to shop online or head out to a physical store. Now, online shopping is super convenient, no doubt about it. But there are still plenty of individuals who like to hit up real stores for different reasons. Some individuals reckon it saves them a few bucks since they don't have to pay for shipping. Plus, they get to actually see, touch, and try stuff out before they buy. Thanks to these delivery drones, you might never have to leave your house to get what you need. Back in 2006, a rule was passed that let regular individuals and companies own drones, not just the military. Then in 2016, a company unveiled Prime Air, which was the world's first delivery drone. Prime Air can deliver your goodies and complete orders in 30 minutes or less. That's some speedy service. And as technology keeps improving, we might see robots and drones changing what we can afford. And we might even see them getting their own rights and heading to court. We are also reminded of the looming threat of a solar wave. This phenomenon, speculated by experts, could potentially disrupt our technology-dependent world and prompt us to reconsider our preparedness for such cosmic events. Number 14, bracing for the solar wave. Baba Vanga once made a chilling forecast. She foresaw a massive burst of energy from the sun hitting Earth's protective magnetic shield in 2023. This could unleash a cascade of chaos, like something out of a sci-fi movie. Think wild weather swings, electrical mayhem, and disturbances akin to what happens after a nuclear explosion. Fast forward to today, and scientists have stumbled upon something eerie, a magnetic filament lurking near the heart of our sun. Cue the alarm bells. This discovery has raised eyebrows and worries that a colossal solar storm might be barreling our way. Imagine this storm wreaking havoc on our GPS systems and power grids, throwing us into disarray. Sure, we've weathered solar cycles every 11 years without too much trouble in the past. But here's the kicker. Our world is now more dependent on technology than ever before. That means even a minor hiccup from the sun could send us into a tailspin. Scientists are waving red flags, warning us that these solar storms could plunge millions into darkness with massive power outages. So, what does all this mean for Baba Vanga's prophecy? It's a nail-biter, really. Her vision still hangs in the balance, reminding us of the tightrope walk between humanity and the whims of the cosmos. As we hurtle forward in this age of mind-boggling tech advancements, being ready for Mother Nature's curveballs is non-negotiable. If Baba Vanga's eerie foresight proves accurate, get ready for some serious shakeups. Time will reveal the true impact of her prediction. Will it be a game changer? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. Being prepared for whatever the universe throws our way is our best bet as we delve into cracking the puzzle of St. Malachy's predictions. Number 15. Cracking the puzzle of St. Malachy's predictions. Back in the 1200s, there was this really big deal guy called St. Malachy. He was like the head honcho of the church in a super old city called Armagh in Ireland. Now, legend has it that during one of his trips to Rome, something totally out of the ordinary went down. So, after a while, St. Malachy started having these wild dreams about future popes. And to get this, he wrote them all down in some kind of secret code in Latin. People back then thought these lines were like messages from St. Malachy about what was going to go down in the future. But here's the twist. He kept these predictions to himself for about 400 years after he kicked the bucket. Despite the delay, individuals still buy into this stuff. Now, there's one prediction in particular that's got everyone buzzing. It talks about this last pope named Peter, who's supposed to stir up some drama in the Roman Church. Some individuals even think this pope is going to be the one to bring about the end of the world. At first, not many individuals paid much attention to this prediction. But then, when Pope Benedict XVI decided to call it quits, and this new dude named Francis stepped in, things got interesting. some smarty-pants Bible scholars started connecting the dots, suggesting that maybe Pope Francis is the so-called Peter the Roman. They pointed out that even though he's from Argentina and goes by Jorge Mario Bergoglio, his roots trace back to Italy since his individuals moved there from Italy. Meanwhile, in a captivating twist, Sadhguru delves into the mesmerizing realm of astrology. Through a captivating video, he unveils the profound significance of Indian astrology, unraveling the intricate dance of stars and planets in the cosmos. Number 16. Sadhguru's predictive journey into astrology. Sadhguru delves into the intriguing realm of astrology in a captivating video, shedding light on why it's worth paying attention to. He breaks down the intricate science behind Indian astrology, which keeps a close watch on the celestial movements of stars and planets. According to Sadhguru, astrology isn't about crystal-clear future forecasts, but rather offers insightful hints about our lives. He cautions against becoming overly reliant on horoscopes, as it can stifle our decision-making and accountability. Rather than instilling fear or anxiety, Sadhguru encourages us to view astrology as a tool for self-discovery and understanding the world around us. He emphasizes that our inner compass matters more than the positions of stars. Sadhguru urges us to see astrology not as a commanding force, but as a guiding companion. He stresses the importance of being attuned to our instincts and emotions, suggesting that our responses to challenges shape our lives more than astrological predictions. In essence, Sadhguru advocates for a balanced approach, where we remain mindful of cosmic influences, but ultimately rely on our own agency to navigate life's journey. Now brace yourselves for an exhilarating plunge into the cosmos of visionary futurism as we unlock Ray Kurzweil's mind-bending vision of tomorrow. Number 17. Exploring Ray Kurzweil's vision of tomorrow. Ray Kurzweil, the tech whiz over at Google, is one of those people who's not afraid to dream big. You know, if you were to mention to individuals that we might someday be able to have chats with the departed, stash our thoughts on computers, and even host microscopic robots swimming around in our bloodstream, they'd probably think you've been watching too many sci-fi movies. But not Kurzweil. This guy's all about pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Now you might recognize Kurzweil's name from inventing some pretty nifty stuff like the flatbed scanner and speech recognition software. And get this, he's even been to Bill Gates' pad not once, but twice. But here's where things really get interesting. Kurzweil has this vision of the future where virtual reality becomes a bridge to our loved ones who've passed on. Tiny robots, called nanobots, might be zipping around our bodies, collecting memories like souvenirs and stashing them away on memory drives. And as if that's not mind-blowing enough, he's also talking about smart programs that could mimic our very personalities. Kurzweil has a remarkable track record, with predictions that are about 90% accurate. It's like hitting the bullseye almost every time. So naturally, people are eager to see what else he has in store. It feels like looking through a futuristic lens, envisioning how technology could revolutionize the very essence of life and death. Number 18. Rogan's radical prescription for mental health. Joe Rogan is all about shaking things up when it comes to how we think about mental health. He's got this wild idea that psychedelic drugs could be the game changer we've been waiting for. He reckons they could be the key to helping individuals deal with stuff like addiction, feeling blue, and anxious thoughts, opening up a whole new world of possibilities. And get this, he even thinks they could give our faith a boost, crank up our creativity, and just make us feel overall better. There's actual science backing up these claims. The big shots at the FDA have given the thumbs up for using psilocybin therapy to treat depression. Plus, there are these ongoing experiments to see if it can help individuals dealing with PTSD and addiction. So what's the deal with these drugs? Well, it turns out they can do some pretty cool stuff to our brains. They shake things up a bit, making our minds more open to new ideas. And they mess around with our genes and proteins in ways that could be super helpful for our brain's ability to adapt and change. But before we all go diving headfirst into a psychedelic wonderland, there are some hurdles to clear. Safety's a big concern, along with making sure these drugs actually work and don't get abused or misused. And let's not forget about the legal and rulebook stuff that needs sorting out to make sure these drugs are used responsibly. As the buzz around psychedelic drugs as a potential breakthrough in mental health grows louder, a cautious undertone reminds us of the importance of responsible use. 2024 is an entirely new horizon in mental well-being. Predictions shift gears to a different realm of foresight as Baba Vanga predict Putin's path to power promises a gripping journey into the complexities of political maneuvering and the enigmatic trajectory of one of the world's most influential leaders.
Number 19. Predicting Putin's path to power.
Baba Vanga, a mysterious woman from Bulgaria, had a special talent. She could see things before they happened. People were amazed by her because many of her predictions turned out to be true. One of her most talked about predictions was about Vladimir Putin, the leader of Russia. According to what Baba Vanga saw in her visions, she thought Putin would become a very important person in the world. She saw him gaining a lot of power and becoming a key player in global events. This prediction was interesting because it came at a time when Russia's politics were uncertain and Putin was trying to make Russia stronger. What makes Baba Vanga's prediction about Putin even more interesting is that it's connected to her prediction about the conflict in Ukraine. She saw Russia getting involved in Ukraine before it actually happened. Some people think this means Putin's role in Ukraine was a big part of his rise to power. But not everyone agrees on what Baba Vanga meant with her predictions about Putin. Some think she meant Putin would keep being successful and powerful. Others think she was warning about problems and dangers he might face from his own people or other countries. The different interpretations of her predictions add mystery to what she said. As time goes on and we see what happens in the world, we'll learn more about what Baba Vanga meant with her predictions about Putin. Some people believe she had a special gift, while others think it was just a lucky guess. Either way, her ideas about Putin continue to interest and puzzle people who want to understand the future. In the midst of the chaos sparked by these emergent prophecies, one thing remains certain: the human fascination with the unknown and the irresistible pull of foretelling the future. As panic ripples through the collective consciousness, it serves as a reminder of our innate desire to decipher the mysteries that lie ahead. Whether these prophecies hold truth or simply add fuel to the flames of uncertainty, they have undeniably captured our attention, igniting a fervent quest for understanding in an ever-changing world. With the emergence of these prophecies, one question lingers: are we truly at the mercy of fate, or do we hold the power to shape our own destinies? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to give us a like and follow.